Let's discuss the mysterious fairy who made significant contributions to AI before AI started, in the sense of her ideas, mathematics, and lasting motivation to people. I'm talking of Ada Lovelace. Ada Lovelace's life is a tapestry of brilliance, eccentricity, and resilience. A mathematician and visionary born into a world that wasn't quite ready for her. Let's set the stage with some vivid anecdotes and context that paint her as a captivating figure before diving into her computational legacy. Born on 10th December 1815, Ada was the only legitimate child of infamous poet Lord Bryan and Annabella Milbanke, a mathematically inclined noblewoman. Her parents' marriage was a tempest. Bryan's brooding romanticism clashed with Annabella's rationality, and they separated just a month after Ada's birth. Bryan left England forever, dying when Ada was 8, but his shadow loomed large. Annabella, determined to shield Ada from her father's poetic madness, drilled in her logic and mathematics from a very young age. Imagine a little girl surrounded by tutors, scribbling equations while other children played with dolls, and an upbringing that was both a gift and a cage. Ada's imagination, thou, couldn't be tamed. At 12, she became obsessed with flight. She didn't just dream of soaring, she studied bird anatomy, sketched wing designs, and she wrote a book called Flyology, complete with plans for steam powered flying machine. Picture her, a Victorian tween poring over feathers and gears, blending science with a childlike wonder that never left her. Her mother's strict regimen couldn't snuff out this spark. If anything, it fueled her ability to see beyond the ordinary. Her health was another thread in her story, fragile and dramatic. Ada suffered from mysterious ailments throughout her life, including a bout of measles at 14 that left her bedridden for nearly a year. Yet, even confined, her mind raced. She later described herself as Phoenix rising from the ashes of illness, a poetic flair she inherited despite her mother's efforts. This resilience endears her, someone who turned suffering into strength, who found freedom in thought when her body failed her. Then there's the social world, a glittering, chaotic orbit. Adam married William King, later Earl of Lovelace, in 1835, becoming Lady Lovelace. And they had three children. But she wasn't just a society wife. She hobnobbed with era's brightest minds, Charles Dickens, Michael Faraday, and crucially, Charles Babbage, the father of the computer. At 17, she met Babbage at a party where his difference engine, a hulking calculator, caught her eye. Most saw a machine, Ada saw a universe of possibilities. Their friendship blossomed into a partnership that would change history. But it started with a teenage girl dazzling a room of intellectuals with her questions. Her personality leaps off the page too. Ada was bold, once writing she wanted to wield the power of the universe through mathematics. She gambled, sometimes disastrously, loved music, and flirted with the mystical, even trying to create a mathematical system to beat the odds at racing. Picture her at a racetrack scribbling formula while sipping champagne, a blend of rigor and rebellion. Her letters brim with wit. To Babbage, she signed off as your fairy, hinting at her playful, almost magical self image. And the tragedy, her life was short. Ada died of uterine cancer 1852 at just 36, the same age as her father when he died. She asked to be buried beside him, a quiet nod to the poet she never knew, but whose spirit echoed in her. Her death left her ideas unfinished, her potential a tantalizing what if. So here's Ada, a girl shaped by mother's fears and father's ghost, a dreamer grounded in equations, a frail body housed In an unstoppable mind, she is a heroine for anyone who ever felt out of place, a woman who saw the future of world of gears and ink. Now, let's think of her analytical engine. Let's think of her mathematics. So, Ada Lovelace is celebrated as world's first computer programmer. And while her contributions to computing are significant, it's a forward thinking speculation about potential of machines that truly sets her apart. Let's have a deeper dive. Let's look at her world beyond calculations. Analytical engine. Lovelace worked with Charles Babbage on his analytical engine, a proposed mechanical general purpose computer. While the machine was never fully built in her lifetime, Lovelace recognized its potential to transcend mere calculations. She understood that the machine could manipulate symbols, not just numbers, opening possibilities beyond mathematical operations. Let's look at symbolic manipulation. Lovelace's key insight was that analytical engine could process symbols according to rules, allowing it to represent anything from numbers to letters to musical notes. This concept of symbolic manipulation is fundamental to modern computing, as it allows computers to perform a wide range of tasks, including processing, image manipulation, and, as she envisioned, music composition. Composing music. She was interested in algorithmic music. Lovelace speculated that an analytical engine could be used to create music by defining set of rules and patterns that a machine could then follow to generate musical compositions. This idea foreshadowed the development of algorithmic music, where composers are used to compose music based on mathematical or logical principles. So, her vision extended beyond automating. Let's think of it as a bridge to creativity. She imagined a machine as a tool that could assist human creativity, allowing composers to explore musical ideas, styles. She saw the potential for collaboration between humans and machines in a creative process. Let's look at her impact and legacy of a rather short lived life. Let's look at early programming. Lovelace notes on analytical engine, including what is considered to be first computer program, an algorithmic designed to calculate Bernoulli's number. This cemented her status as first computer programmer and demonstrated the potential for machines to follow complex instructions. Let's look at her inspiration for future generations. Lovelace's ideas on symbolic manipulation and algorithmic music were far ahead of their time. While the technology to realize her vision did not exist in her era, her insights laid the groundwork for future developments in computing and artificial intelligence. Her work continues to inspire computer scientists, musicians, and artists today. The context, as you know, couldn't be more contrasting. Lovelace lived in a Victorian era. That was also the time for great scientific and technological advancements. Her work reflects growing interest in machines and their possibility to transform the society. Lovelace was educated in mathematics, and her understanding of mathematical principles informed her vision and how machines could be used to manipulate symbols and create complex patterns. Lovelace remains a what if. The first fairy, first programmer, the queen heralding what has now come to be the era of artificial intelligence. When you think of crazy developments which happen in present era, 2025 February, when I'm recording this podcast, think of the philosophical, mathematical roots and the people behind it. And Ada Lovelace is one of the most pioneering names. I'm Sukant Khurana. If you're interested in working with us on some very interesting AI projects, write at volunteer@iamcurerx.com. Thank you.